Why did you decide to do porn?
It's a funny story.
Your job, isn't it just exchanging sex for money?
Of course it's sex against money, but I can say what I want and what I don't want.
When people found out, what did you experience?
Are you stupid? Are you crazy? Are you a fucking bitch? You are a slut?
So are you a shy person in general?
I had the first time, I was nearly 18.
And you are now 23, right?
Yes.
Interesting. Does size matter?
It depends for what.
For sex without cameras?
No, when you have like a huge size, of course it's fun for one time. In a normal woman, it will never ever fit.
What's the funniest shit you've ever experienced on a set?
It was like a girl one, and we had like a lot of fun there. I did not know that she's able to squirt, and she also hit the cameraman.
What was the worst thing you ever experienced?
And it was impossible to put my plug in.
How much on the set can you enjoy this sex?
Yes, of course you can enjoy it. Some people say like, oh, I really can't enjoy it, but I do, and that's the tickle, and that's the reason why I'm perfect in that industry.
Do you feel it then also on the set when you shoot with someone, if they enjoy it or if they just play and act?
Yes, of course.
So like cut and then they're like, get off of me. Something like that?
Yep.
Everybody will watch porn. This will for sure affect also your feeling for your own body, right? Maybe they see the girls like who had operations with perfect lighting, and then they're like, okay, now maybe I don't think my girlfriend is so attractive anymore because they compare it to this standard, and then their dick doesn't work anymore. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today in English, I have a special guest today, the amazing Emelie Crystal. Guys, look at her, she's like well known, actually, very well known international porn star, and I think it was time. It's deep talk, guys. We need to speak about things we haven't spoken about yet, and today is the chance. Let's go. Welcome, Emelie.
Thank you very much for the intro. I'm happy to be here. Something new.
Yeah, I mean today with gloves, right?
Yeah, with gloves. So completely black and black. So something new.
Something new.
My first podcast.
To be honest, I have not come across you on the World Wide Web yet. Maybe many people out there know you already.
Yes.
But for the people who don't know you, maybe you can give a short introduction.
Well,
who are you?
First of all, I know that your algorithm doesn't show me. Well, that shows something about you. Just kidding. No, just a lot of people came across me also in my street and like in my close surrounding. So I'm Emelie Crystal. I currently live in Stuttgart and I'm shooting some international films.
Adult
films. You want to keep it safe.
We keep it safe.
Safe for work here, so we try our best.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm 23.
You're 23, okay, from currently, Stuttgart. I mean, people...
And born in France.
In France?
Yes, do not forget it.
You speak French?
Sadly not.
Sadly not.
Not anymore.
Only French kisses then.
Only French kisses. Deep French kisses.
Oh shit. Guys, you know where to find her. I don't need to tell you.
Yeah, so it's not easy to... just kidding. It is easy to find me. Just ask Google. Then you find like the first page is nearly all my stuff.
Emelie Crystal.
But take care of the spelling. That's important.
Okay, I'm gonna link it. I mean, I put the name in the episode title anyhow.
Yes, so just take a look at the spelling and then you definitely find me and only my stuff.
Okay. You said you're from Stuttgart, right? Nice.
I live currently in Stuttgart.
It's true. It's a nice area. But you are, like you said, internationally, right, with what you do. But there's also a side besides your, let's say, profession shooting movies. So what are you currently doing? I mean, including doing the movies.
Well, I'm doing a lot of stuff, but when I'm home, I'm also studying in Stuttgart.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to share what you study?
No.
Okay, it's a secret.
I'm not sharing that. Just I want to keep it a little bit of a workspace because I think I can only finish my study when only some people know what I'm doing because I want to keep it professional. Yeah, I want to do some science like with a clear mind, with clear people I work with, and oh god, you definitely need to help me.
No problem. Have some boundaries, like separate maybe your professional life and your fun side. Let's call it fun side.
No, it's not a fun side. it's my
job.
It's my job.
Okay, so
it's not. Yeah, it was first my fun, but now it's like both.
Okay.
It's fun and job and some science and some travel, you know.
Then let's.
I did not even tell you everything because some people are not some people, nearly all people are confused where I normally live because I was like the whole summer on travel. And you see, like, in my Instagram, you see, like, it looks like I live on a beach, on an island. I don't know what people think.
Power of social media. But then we can say maybe like to separate both worlds. Let's call it worlds.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Right?
Separate both worlds. Okay, it's not completely possible anymore because, like, so many people know me that I can't split it 100%, but literally that's okay.
Okay, we're gonna
that's a decision I took. I took the decision to make it big from the beginning, like international from the beginning. So let's see.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second. Emelie Crystal. I mean, that sounds like a, let's say, typical porn star, right? I mean, from the name you could take a guess. But is there a story? Like, do you like crystals or something? Like, how did you come up with Emelie Crystal?
Yeah, no, crystal is there's a story behind. Because when you have like a crystal on your hand, it looks like perfect, but you can make it even more perfect, you know, like more shiny, more sparkly, and you know, it seems like 100% perfect, but there's every time 1% you can make it more perfect. Okay. And that's just like my passion to do my best, but I know I can improve every time and every time getting bigger.
Okay, actually, as a scientist, right? People know I'm a scientist. I can also tell you that, like, the crystal structure is very stable, strong, right? And actually also well organized. This is why it's so like a hard material. So maybe this is also part of your personality.
Yeah, because
you have to have a tough skin, you know?
Yes, of course you need to have a tough skin in, like, especially in my branch I'm doing.
They think bad things about you.
Yes.
They assume things that are not true.
Yes, and that's the reason why you need a strong skin, like a crystal.
Okay, then we know a little bit about that.
Yeah, and like Emelie is like a little bit of sweet and a little bit with the French spelling. So
okay,
that's the reason why I took it.
Okay,
and it's quite nice.
Nice. I think it makes sense. My podcast, I talk about personal development, about what things make you more happy in life, right? So I guess also it makes sense to, since we do a podcast, we don't do a movie today. I mean, we film obviously, but I mean,
well, when you say to me we do a movie,
careful,
we are doing a podcast.
True. Yeah, but I think it makes sense also to show your fans or people who don't know you, to give them a little bit more background story about you as a person. This is one thing people sometimes think, maybe she's just doing like porn. Maybe she's stupid. Maybe there's no life behind that person, right? We will speak about it in a second, but I think we should start, let's say, a little bit in the beginning. Like, how did you grow up? So you grew up in France, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit maybe about your childhood, your upbringing, whatever you want to share. People have a feeling of your upbringing. Yes,
because that's the reason why so many people are confused also with my French tattoo on my arm. It definitely shows that I am not 100% German, so I split it, but I speak mostly about Germany because I live here and grow up since I'm 6 years old. So I grow up to all the German school system, learned the language very quick, learned the Schwäbisch dialect. So after a few years, and so that's the reason why I speak so much German, and I prefer it for sure, but it's still a little bit of French in me. So that's the reason why I confuse people. So yes, and then I finished just my normal school, like in English I would say like the A+ level, like the gymnasium for all the Germans.
Okay.
Yes, then I worked in some different things. I volunteered. I was in England for a year. That's the reason why I speak English now. I know my English is not perfect. My grammar is not perfect, but the main reason is that you can communicate. And as long as the people understand you, it's fine.
True.
That's all we need, just like...
That makes sense. I mean, communication is important and many people speak English. It's important to speak it, of course.
Yes. And it's also like, in the earlier times, my French grammar was not perfect. My parents told me. And, my German grammar is not perfect. My English grammar is not perfect. Guys, every people is having a little mistake. And that's the thing.
It's not so important. You need to...
It's not in my blood.
Yeah, but you can improve over time. And I mean, I also talked in some old episodes, guys, like most of my English, now I work in English, but my English, I always say, if you want to be lazy in life, you can be lazy, but at least while you're being lazy, if you want to watch Netflix or something, switch to English, you're being lazy and you learn.
Well, I left the school. I was the worst student in English. I passed it like down level. And then I said like, okay, it's impossible to learn a language in school. I'm not the type for, so I make a decision. I moved to England for 1 year. I haven't visited England at all. Never been there. I packed after my volunteer year. I packed my stuff and I traveled to England. I had no idea. To communicate, I had like the basic. I have literally no idea how I passed school. So I learned it in the first weeks in England on the hard version.
So you're like an adventurous person. You like to travel, experience new things.
Yes, because, it's just like you need to speak with people. Then you can remember things better. Like I remember the first word I wrote in my book was charger.
Charger?
Yes, because I was like in England.
Yeah, and chargers.
With my phone, my battery was going to die, and it was impossible to put my plug into like the English wall. So I haven't had like the perfect plug-in. So I needed a phone charger.
Both words are kind of sexual already. Plug. And charger is something you also need. I'm just saying.
Okay, we fail. Another plug for a normal wall.
Okay, then we know a little bit about your background story, let's say.
I can tell even more.
If you feel up to it. I mean, maybe what did you do after school? What did you do? Like, did you have like one of this crazy adventurous, like, now I want to move out of my parents' apartment. I want to explore the world. I want to do crazy shit. Like, do you have this rebellious phase? Or?
No, not 100%. I just grown up in a very calm and little thing, but my wish was as soon as possible to have to stand on my own feet, to like was able to, with my first money, I was so happy to be able to pay my own bills, and I worked very hard on that, and have a look where I am now. I have a very great student job, yes, and after England I need to say I wanted to study. What especially I'm not telling you yet, maybe in a few years. Yes, and then I studied, and now I have a very, very good study job I can do beside my studies, and especially like in Corona times.
Thank God there are things like cameras, webcams, right?
Thank God. My way to my university is open my laptop and click in.
Okay, then speaking about webcams and speaking about the lockdown and all those things.
Yes.
Now,
do we want to curse?
Do we want to what?
To curse.
Curse. You can curse. It's not a US podcast. It's English, but...
Yes, but with the lockdown, you can tell so much worse things.
Yeah. Forget about the lockdown.
Okay.
I made one episode about that already.
Watch that episode.
Watch that episode, guys. Actually, it's an interesting one. It's a little bit clickbaity, but there's a surprise for you. Yeah.
Surprise, we cannot.
Nah, just kidding.
No.
Nah. Yeah, now we know a little bit about your upbringing. Sounds actually little bit, how can I say, people can relate, doesn't sound too crazy, doesn't sound, because I
No,
guess the cliche of people is maybe people who are in porn business, maybe they had a lot of issues with family, or maybe like some horrible thing happened and this is why they end up there.
No, come on.
I mean, that's what people think and assume. And now you shared a little bit of your story and we see that's not true. Then let's talk about why you then decided to go into this industry. Why did you decide to do porn? Did somebody introduce you to it? Were you curious?
It's a funny story.
Let's hear it.
Just all in all, I'm just like, as you can see, I'm a normal girl. I could live next to you. Who knows? No, just kidding. No. But that's the point why I all make every people crazy, because I could live next to them, and also the people who live next to me. I'm just like, wow. Yeah, funny story, but the people I mean, they know it.
Okay.
It's a long story, because when you have like go into puberty, you just ask Google what's possible, and I looked up. It's like I never understand so quickly why people try to love each other and something. I was like, I was very late in my so I asked Google what is that and what's possible, and I was like, oh, cool, interesting, and that's interesting, and you see like lost in the internet, just like you have like that pop up and that pop up and that pop up. Yeah, and so I spent a little bit of my puberty up there, but I was like a little bit too shy to show it. I had like.
So are you a shy person in general?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I can show you both sides. I can show very shy, and I can show you very bossy.
Okay.
So I can have both. So I worked on that very hard. So that's the reason why I'm doing it so late, because I had like the wish to do it. I stopped counting the years. So yeah, it was like also with my first boyfriend. I had my first boyfriend when I was 17.
Oof, I had my first girlfriend when I was 13.
Yeah. And I had the first time, I was nearly 18. So from the evidence, it's very, very late.
And you are now 23, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
interesting.
Super late. And
maybe not.
I googled more than I really did, because I realized, okay, the normal way, it's not. It's there's so much more, and that's the reason why I'm doing now the things I've done. But other story, because I started because one of my flatmates, she was into the business.
She already was in the business.
Yes.
Okay.
But she only done some webcam on one
shows.
side and not the biggest side, so like impossible to find her.
Okay.
So and she told me that, and I was like, okay, cool, interesting. And then I helped her a bit, and I was like, I can do it better. But I did not tell her.
Ah, okay.
And that was the reason why I started it. And then, in the lockdown, I had a little bit of time. And then I thought, like, okay, it was my wish, like, I could think about, okay, it was my wish, it's fucking started. And that was the reason why I uploaded on the first page. And, it went a little bit quick.
Like viral?
Viral.
Okay.
Like, very quick. I just smashed the rank 1 from newcomer.
Oof.
After, I don't know, a week or something. And then, with the all-time ranking, I also came like very high, and I was like, okay. And then I received like the first reactions from my flatmates, and also from my university people who know me.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, these videos are 6 weeks online on just only one page.
Yeah, but
But but then I decided, I was like, first I was shocked a little bit because it went a little bit super quick.
Yeah.
So guys, when you do something in the worldwide internet, they find you. They really find you.
Especially, I think, in this porn industry.
Yes. So please, when you really don't want it, don't do it. Don't do it. So yes, of course, I want it. But you know, the reaction, like you say, like try to split like both worlds, because I do like a lot of things online and separate from my normal world. It went quick.
Yeah.
You got like very quick the connection. So I thought like, okay, that goes quick, but it's great. And I was like, okay, it's great, it's cool. Okay, let's.
By the way,
because I took the decision to do it, and that's the point how to cope with. Just like, did not regret my decision, and then it goes a little bit international.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yes,
I just want to say one thing about this. Speaking about the lockdown, right? All of us, we were bored. All of us were bored in the lockdown, and we're like, what the fuck do we do? And actually, I mean, my podcast has started before that, but I started also paying more attention to my TikTok profile. By the way, follow me on TikTok, guys. Daily motivation. And I just posted a video and I went also viral with it, right? And then like, poof. And then you have like, in Instagram, it takes you years of hard work, or maybe you need to be a little bit famous, or people need to know you from somewhere. And TikTok, I'm like, boom, 1,000 followers, boom, more.
Is like I said, like first that side and then the other side, and then, you know, just like, boom, international. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think the lockdown made many people famous, made many careers possible, the lockdown. And this is, guys, this is also one tip I can give you. If you have time on your hands, guys, don't be lazy with it. You can be, but I think it was a wasted opportunity. I mean, she found like a very high incoming job, right? Like something she enjoys a lot. She always wanted to try. I could reach all of you. It's amazing what you can do in this time, and we all were suffering, but in every crisis there's an opportunity. Just take advantage of your fucking opportunities while they are there, guys.
And as long you think like it's super big and super crazy, because like a friend also asked me, hey, what do you want to achieve? Well, I wrote it down on a paper that I wanted to go to a like international production with makeup artists, with everything else. You know, it was my beginning. I was like amateur, like everyone. And then, you know, just like a few days later, I received a message that they want me. And I was like, okay. I just wrote that paper down a few days ago.
Like a goal.
Yeah, a big goal. And I was like, okay, this goal is like fucking crazy. I just like, I thought it's possible, but I had a little bit, I did not believe it like 100%. I believed it like 50%, and 50% said like, okay, I'm crazy.
You know, there's also one thing, I love it. People say, or there's like one quote, people say, always try to shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you're gonna land among the fucking stars. So that's so true. Most people, and another sentence, I have so many nice sentences. One man also said, the biggest tragedy in life is not people aiming too high and missing. It's they aim too low and they hit. So they say, I want to have a secure job, and maybe I want to buy like one house and have a family and a dog, and then I want to retire and enjoy my retirement. This is like what people actually aim for. If you're happy with that, don't get me wrong, do it, whatever makes you fucking happy, right? But you can aim super high and hit it. People are not born famous. Everyone you know was born as a fucking baby without talents or whatever. You can make your dreams come true.
Yes, but you need to say like more, some people have more opportunities.
True.
So for some people it's easier to reach their goals, and from those people, some people, they don't. It takes more effort.
True.
So for me, I also did not grow up like in a high society house. Just like, no. But you know, it was my wish. I worked for. I went a little bit crazy in my thoughts, and
it happened.
Ask Google. Then you see where I stand. Yeah. It's just like, it was very quick, but
crazy.
You know, like crazy. Like that's the right thing. I was like, I I work a lot now. I have 2 lives to cope. But I'm a person, I say like in the earlier days, I'd rather get a bore out than a burnout. Because one thing I can't when I don't have anything to do.
You always need to be busy.
So boring. And I was like, I go crazy. I really go crazy. So I take all my energy into do 2 jobs. And so I'm happy.
When you said who introduced you, right? You said it didn't take too much time until people found out. Yes. And of course, when people found out, maybe, I mean, your friends, co-workers, whatever, they found out. And then you were confronted with maybe the very difficult English words I'm going to say. They think bad things about you without knowing you, right? So what did you experience, especially like in your close like friend circle, for example, and the people you work with? What kind of reactions, like how did their behavior change towards you when they found out? Were they excited? I guess not. Maybe.
I had all. Like a very close friend, she said like, okay, that suits you. She did not say more than that, but she said, yeah, do it, and it suits you, and I'm standing behind you. And she also go crazy with her own plans, but she completely accepted and said, oh, perfect. But she said like, okay, please do me one favor, do not get me into that. Okay. I'm fine with. She's super. Because she can split it. She's like, she understood that, you know, that's my life and that's her life. And when I am doing things in the adult branch, it does not mean that it's swap over. So that's the reason why you need to accept each other, and that's the reason why I love her very much. Okay,
that's nice, but maybe you can also the negative
from the
side.
Good to the negative.
To the very, I guess maybe very negative.
Let's see. In the very negative, they say like, okay, you are stupid, and why did you not went like we want to, and blah blah blah, and are you stupid? Are you crazy? Oh, you're a fucking bitch. You are a slut and something. What should think the people around you? And are you crazy? And oh my god, how to translate that list?
I can
not nice things, and I don't have any contact anymore to those people, because I say like, that's my life, that's my decision, and when you are not fine with that, then there's the door. Or when I say like in the internet, when you don't like my stream or you don't like my films, you have like in the internet like a red cross. Just press it. You don't need to. We have a free world and everyone can do what they want. But the important thing is that you accept each other. And that's the reason why I say, okay, those people don't have any space in my life. I mean, it's sad, of course, but
I have so many things I want to tell you on that. First thing, I don't want to forget, like one listener of my podcast, they also sent like some questions. I try to put some also into it, right?
Yeah.
Because I appreciate the listeners. And one asked, especially, this is like something people like think, but maybe it's not true. He said, your job, isn't it just exchanging sex for money? But you do it like with movies instead of like being a prostitute? Sounds a little bit harsh, but there was one question.
Yeah, I know these questions. Of course, this question is coming. And I say like every time it's your personal line. For me, like I would say a prostitution, it goes to when you need the money. You know, when you say like, okay, I sleep with that guy because I need like money XY. Or XY, however you say XY that in English, I don't know if you have the expression. You know, then I say, look, it's a prostitution. But for me, like, the main focus is to express my life, to have fun, to go and travel. And for me, like, the personal kick is when you know how many people are watching your videos. And it's a special tick. In my sexual life, I really love. Like I said before, like the normal one, I don't know, I was bored so quickly.
Okay.
And that's my kick. And that where they say, yes, of course, like other people say like, okay, it's on other side, like, of course it's sex against money, because for sex I get like my movies and I got paid for my movies.
Yeah, I guess that's a big difference. I never thought about it, but I mean, maybe many prostitutes do it because they need the money, and maybe they don't, at the end of the month, don't receive so much. I guess especially if you're in a high level production studio, the amount of money and the way like you can travel the world and like enjoy it more because you have more money.
Yes, of course, it's
a different, it's like a more, I assume, maybe I'm wrong, but it can be, if you want to, like a more luxury, like, yeah, more luxury in your life compared to I have to do it, but actually I don't want to.
Yeah,
right?
And yeah, I completely understand. And but yeah, it's you can discuss like so much. For me, I took my own split. What's my job and when it goes to prostitute. Of course, when you ask somebody else, I can promise you that this guy or this girl will say you something else. But that's my line. And on paper, of course, it is. But the opposite is also that I can say what I want and what I don't want. You know, it's not like a guy is coming in and say like, hey, you have like this money, and for this money I own you for, I don't know, an hour. That's different, because I say like, okay, I want to shoot that video in that style. Okay, I would shoot it with that man. And I say like, okay, this I want, this I don't want. And you know, when this guy is fucking shit, then I say like, okay, sorry, I don't film it to the end, because I only want to film and show what I really want and what I stand behind. And when I don't like things, then I can say I don't like things, because the people don't pay me to own me for an hour. And that's for me the different.
I think you're more protected in a way, because I mean, of course, as the end consumer, maybe you see the porn movie and you think, oh, it's only those two people. But of course, there are maybe 3 cameramen, one guy's holding the microphone. Like, if you feel uncomfortable, you can say, like, there are so many people, like this man, a man cannot take advantage of you. You can say stop, and there are people on the set that can help you if necessary.
Yes, of course. When you have like also international professional, you have like a few people.
How many? Do you know? More? 20?
No, about 10 to 20.
Yeah.
It really depends on, and you know, when I'm filming my videos, I have like only 2 people. But this big ones, yeah, it's also a big thing, because like I receive like so many messages like, oh, I can be like a porn star too, and blah blah blah, and then every man is having in their mind, okay, then I can reach the same than you see on my films. Like, no, you don't, because you have like first of all, you need a long size, and either you have
for guys, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Either you have it or you don't. You can't change it, because it's like.
True.
Like I say, like I have my feet size of 38, and my feet size will be 38 in a few years. Okay, maybe a few centimeters when I get older. But it lasts like 38, and you can't change it. And yes, that's a different. And I forgot the point.
But that don't worry. I if a listener already have things I want to ask you about this. I mean, the most obvious question. I mean, it's a cliche question. I already know the answer, but I still ask it. Does size matter? We can do this one quick.
It depends for what.
For sex without cameras.
No, for me, completely no.
Yes,
because it all depends. Yes, of course. Like, so many people forget that a woman also is having a size.
True.
And when a woman is getting relaxed, you can relax that size a bit, but not endless.
Yeah.
And when you see like in a movie like The Half Horse, in a normal woman, it will never ever fit because size.
Anatomy.
We also have a size.
Yeah.
And like also for private things, they're also when you understand a woman and you have like a different things and you can do so much more than normal fucking, and that's like I said before, like normal is so boring. So try it, and so also I can advise you, just speak with your partner what they want, what's in their brain. And I receive like so many messages from men. They say like, oh, I want to try that, I want to try that, and how can I tell that my girlfriend? And
tell her.
Yes, and I'm the person.
Tell her.
That's the main message. I give it away. That I say like, tell her. I'm literally a motivator for so many men, because I say like it can't be a good relationship when one partner is not happy, and he's carrying like his wish like over years, and don't tell her because he's scared. He never ever tried it, and I was like, why? Yeah. It's just a question. And the girlfriend, I say like every time, the girlfriend will be appreciated when you are like speak it out, because a girlfriend, I also had it like with so many men, they just carry something and a woman is feeling it. So
of course. Yeah, guys.
Crazy motivation. You'd never ever expect it, right?
No, but it's true, guys. I don't know. It's sometimes so easy. You think life has to be super complicated. It's not complicated. If you want something, especially if you're in a relationship, guys, like you're not just in a relationship to be in a relationship. You're in a relationship. You trust the partner. You love the partner. You want to be with this person, right? And of course, this is a whole nother topic, but in relationships, sex can be boring after some time. You need to spice it up. You need to find like your balance, whatever. This is a whole nother topic, maybe a new podcast episode topic.
You can speak forever.
But if you want to spice it up, just speak what you need, guys. This is the same with depression or whatever. Like, guys, if you need help, ask. The same with your partner. Tell them what you want. It's not so complicated.
No, it's not. But you need to say that so many people are happy. And that's also like a very bad thing. They say like, okay, like the porn people try to push each other. No, you have like both people need to be happy, and that's the point. That's the main reason.
There has to be chemistry.
Yes, there has to be chemistry and.
So the size thing for guys, I totally agree, right? but there's also another topic, and this is like my deep talk podcast and the porn world colliding. Many men. The thing is, like a fucking penis is something obvious. You can see it, as you say. For women, maybe you can see the breast size or whatever, but internally you cannot see it, right? So guys, I guess the problem is they compare a lot with each other, because
yes,
that's the issue. Not even like one girl told me I'm like not well equipped over there. It's like more like I compare myself with this guy in the shower and I feel strange about it.
Yeah, that's the point. Like I said, like a woman is having a size. When you ask a man, oh, what's your size? Like I would say like 95% of the men can say what's their size. Ask a woman what's her size.
Yeah, no.
I would say like 95% would not even know that they have a limit or just like.
True. And that's the thing. A lot of those problems are in the head, especially for men. Of course. So it's not necessary. I mean, of course, if you want to be a professional porn star, maybe you should be well equipped to look good on camera.
No, yes, of course, then it's necessary, because, of course, I choose like man you see, because you need to see it on camera. When you don't see it, then it's just like, and I'm not into. Yes, of course, there are a lot of tantra things, etc. But that's not the genre I go with my movies.
And there's another thing, speaking about this size. This is also a topic I had with a lot of my friends. I mean, people always body shame. At least that's a stereotype. People think guys body shame girls. Like, for example, if you go on a date, then you tell a girl, your tits are too small. you're an asshole, you're a sexist. Or if you tell like, I don't know, your booty is not big enough or whatever, you're the asshole. But if a girl says, this man is not tall enough, like body size, that's okay. It's like, he's not tall enough for me. This is also like something men cannot change, right? You can have your preferences, don't get me wrong. What do you think about that?
Well, yes, it's a very good question. I would not say that every man is saying like it's okay, because like my first boyfriend was smaller than me. Of course, I'm with 172, a little bit high. Yeah, for me it's normal, but he also said like every time like, oh, you're taller than me, and of course it was a problem also for him. So I would say when you say it on your point, you're open-minded and you say like, okay, but of course it's a prejudice.
Yeah.
Yes. The same than women, that they need to have like tits and ass. For me it's the same, it's just like you find like a lot of comments under my videos, oh, my ass is not that perfect and I'm too skinny and blah 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 blah. Like the prejudice for having a normal body, what is normal, what is perfect?
Fair question.
The perfect body is not existing. Because the fun fact is, like, I spoke with a friend. She's also like a model, but like a normal model. Same size, but the only difference is that she's 5 kilo more than me.
Okay.
That was the only difference. And she is getting the feedback that she's too fat.
Yeah, that
Come
depends.
on, guys.
Yeah, that's bullshit. But that's also, I have so many things in my head when you speak. It's amazing.
Yeah, you need to think what is perfect. And the aim to reach a perfect body. That's crazy.
I think a perfect body is if you feel comfortable with your body. So that's for me the perfect body, because if you feel confident in your body, then I guess you're more confident also to other people. They don't pay attention. Maybe, okay, you have a little belly, whatever. But if you're confident about it, people don't even recognize your belly. That's one thing. And the other thing is, I would not praise every body type. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's like...
there are, how can I say, there are good and bad things, right? If you're within a range, I would say, and I don't know where the range starts and ends, but I would say, okay, if you feel happy with your body, nice. Maybe it's not my type of body I prefer, but it's not the issue. There are other men out there that specifically love this body type. The only thing where I say, personally for me, this is especially a trend in the US. I don't understand. They have like super obese women, like super, not a little bit more weight. They're like fat as fuck. I tell you how it is. And then it's like they're still, you cannot tell her she's too fat. Like, how can you say this? This is medically speaking unhealthy for her. She can feel comfortable, but then she also needs to know, maybe this will kill me sooner than later. But this is after a certain limit.
Yeah, but come on, you have like a little bit, I would say, like a European thinking on that. Because when you go to the America, I like one exchange student, he said like, in America, the burgers are bigger, they're fried fatter, and the mentality is something else,
Also true.
We just take more care in in Europe and Germany, of course, than in America, because our behaviors are different.
Also true is a mentality thing, but I'm again, to sum it up, like if you feel comfortable in your body, and there are people out there, maybe one man will reject you, or maybe one girl will reject me. I don't care, because how many people there are? Like 8 billion people on planet Earth. There will be other people that love you.
Yeah, and it's just like, you don't need to have the perfect lips to be attractive. But when you think like, oh God, I need that, then, it's every people is different. I would not say it in generally. Because some people think, I'm not pretty enough, and I need to change that and that and that. And when that's their behavior of life, then they have an addiction to changing their body. It's like every people is having like their addiction.
Every person has their addiction.
Every person is having their addiction. When they have like the addiction to change your body, okay. When there are so many people out there who smoke cigarettes, they have their addiction to their cigarettes. Also, and I have my addiction, well, to do crazy movies and to chocolate. Okay. That's my addiction.
Okay.
Some people say, oh, in a few years, can be unhealthy. But I was like, okay, but that's my addiction. I cannot live without my Nutella.
What?
Rittersport.
Rittersport is very close to Stuttgart, the production. One of my friends told me also, man, you can be maybe vegan, you can be sleeping 12 hours per day, always working out. Then he said, maybe you will turn 120. But he said, maybe you also don't enjoy your life. You live longer, but maybe you miss the opportunity of having a good time. And he said, for him, personally speaking, it's better to have maybe some addictions, like, I don't know, like go to parties, drink, smoke, whatever. Of course, maybe it will kill you more quick, but who wants to live 120 years without having fun?
Yeah, that's exactly the point. I say like every time, when people say like, oh, and what are you going to do in, I don't know, 20 years? What will you say to your next work? And blah, 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 blah. And I say every time, okay, I live now. What is when tomorrow a car is hitting me and I die on the street? Then I want to say, unto that point, my life was great. And I say like every time, like, live your life. Fuck. Live your life. Scheiße.
Live your life and fuck.
No. Live your life and of course fuck. Live your life as it was your last.
Which is true. Literally true.
Yeah, and also this one is having like a very, very bad background. Like when you say before I was a little bit shy, when I changed it.
It went like 100%.
No, not 100. Yeah, it took, I would say, like 1 or 2 years. But like my grandfather died. And when I moved to England, it was the last time I saw him. And he explained me, okay, you need to go to that gate and you every time write your name on your luggage. And then here and then, and that was the last time I saw him. And he died with now 62. So very, very early. More than you expected. And they saved their life, like they worked and said, okay, when I'm in pension, I'm enjoying my life. And then I said like, okay, the life showed me how it can end. And that's the reason why I say like, I live today. And I take care of my decisions, what I'm doing. When somebody, and I took the decision, when somebody in 20 years is having a problem with my background, then it's the wrong partner I work with. And also when, it came like closer to my real life, I said like, okay, I had it in my mind, I would regret it in 30 years. I'm sure. And that thing I would regret it when I would not do it. And that's the reason why I'm doing it.
There's people who listen to my podcast was one of my first episodes, and the reason why I started was also my grandma dying. And I can make it quick because the viewers already know, and people who don't know it, you will hear now the short story. I was busy with studying and like stressed, and my grandma, she had an operation on her heart, and my mom told me, go visit her. And the next day I had an exam for the university. I didn't study so much. I'm like, I need to like learn today, otherwise I will fail. I cannot do it. And then she said, then please call her. I gave her a call, and she's like, oh, Marco, I'm scared. I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry. Today I cannot come, but tomorrow, I promise, guaranteed I will come. Spoiler alert, she died. She died, right? So in the during the operation. And this haunted me. This was like that was a big regret. And that's what you said, like, it was a regret. I'm like, how the fuck can I prioritize a thing over a human being? Like, Marco, this was obviously the most horrible choice of your life. And I'm like, regrets haunt you, they hurt like hell, but if this happens, you need to learn from your mistakes, you need to do it better in the future. And then my goal was, I want to prevent people from having the same pain I had. How can I do it with a podcast? So everybody, like, go, if you still have grandparents, visit them and prioritize them. And in general, this also changed my perspective on life. I'm like, who knows when life is over? It can be quick.
Yeah.
And I don't want to regret things. I'm also, I'm like, I start this podcast and people in my life, including my partner at that time, told me, it's embarrassing. Who do you think you are? Nobody will listen, will never be successful. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking do it, right? And if nobody listens, doesn't matter if one person listens and I change this person's life. That's why I do it.
Like I say, like,
I don't want to regret it.
Go crazy
Yeah.
and think crazy things, and that's the reason why you can improve.
Exactly. And I didn't want to regret. I would have regretted not starting it.
Yeah, that's the point. You know, like so many people say, and what is when and what is if? And I was like, come on.
Do it.
Let's do it. And when you are at the point, you can think over, okay, you need to calculate a little bit, like when I also like have my plans, okay, I have like a little bit of a basement, but the exact details you see at the day.
True.
When I open the door and like the forecast is saying, okay, 60% raining, then I open the door and I have like still 40% the chance to have like sunshine.
True. And that's how we should live. But one more thing I remembered about when we talked about the like body types, what we prefer. One more thing that I came to my mind, and this is of course also a problem we need to talk about the porn industry, especially since you said we cast men with like a huge, right? So people consume it. Maybe also we cast girls like with like a lot of operations. I went 2 times actually to Miami. And I'm not on a porn set though, but still.
You're sure it wasn't?
Yeah, nobody knows. But in Miami, like just all the girls walking around, it's crazy. And also in Brazil, that's a fun fact, in Brazil, many guys, and that's the problem I want to talk about, they cannot like get an erection because the girls look too hot for them. It puts them under too much pressure to perform that it just doesn't work. And now, all the people, I'm pretty sure all the people, and who's not admitting it is lying, everybody will watch porn or did watch porn or continue to watch porn. And the question is now, if you watch this and you consume it, maybe some people even are addicted, I don't know, but this will for sure affect also your feeling for your own body, right? If you compare yourself, oh my God, all those guys I see here, like they are huge. I'm not huge. Or maybe they only watch porn and see the girls like who had operations with perfect lighting, cameraman, and then they're like, okay, now maybe I don't think my girlfriend is so attractive anymore because they compare it to this standard, and then their dick doesn't work anymore. That's a thing that happens. This problem, of course. How can I say? If you think about it a little bit, and this is also why we do the podcast.
Yeah.
It's of course not standard. It's not reality. You should not think it's reality, but I think many people still subconsciously think and compare with the movie.
I wrote like a few weeks ago, like a fan, this crazy story. I found a postcard in my mailbox. Yes, mailbox. Briefkasten. I found a postcard in my mailbox, and then I wrote him a postcard back.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, like so many people think the movies I do is real, and I wrote on him on the postcard, "Oh shit, Spider-Man is real." To give a little bit of a think that, do you believe every Hollywood movie? Do you believe in like Spider-Man and some crazy superpower? Of course it's a fantasy, and of course people think like that's cool, but at the end it's just a film. It's a inspiration of, you could go to crazy places and of course, that's the reason why I also had that like in my brain to have like the dream to go like crazy places, because I watched it from films. Okay, I realized it. But that's the thing I say like every time. It's, you need to compare, like with my 2 lives. It's a fucking movie life and a normal life. When you have like a huge size, of course it's fun for one time. But do you really want it every time in your life? You know, I just spoke with porn actor who had that big thing. They say like they have a different problem. They say like
most women can't handle it.
Women can't handle it and they have pain. The problem is that they don't find a girlfriend because the cock is too huge. Or they live in an open relationship, but for a want-to-work girlfriend, they don't want it. When you have it constantly.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
So that's the reason why I say, for me, size does not matter, because I like the mix.
Okay.
I have the mix here and mix there, and...
But in other words, people should not compare themselves with this movie, and they should know it's like fake.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's like a fantasy. It has nothing to do with reality.
It's like the last trailer I watched was like a floating bed on a pool. Come on. In what reality is that real?
Yeah, okay, but that's good to know. People, I mean...
And you see so many lost places, and you do like a good... like my last movie, or my upcoming movie, it depends. It was like a blowjob on a beach. Like you see in the movie, oh, there's a lonely beach. And, oh, how romantic it is. And then you need to switch into the reality, like all the people there. Some people at the back, they scream when other people are coming because they should not see it, because like we don't want to blame other people. And you have like a big trouble on it, and it was like something else than enjoyable. We shoot like, I don't know, 2 hours or 5-minute blowjob, because people that was wrong, then the water was swapping over, and like, that was, in reality, it's stressful. And you see it on the movie, and it's like, oh, nice beach.
Yeah.
I would love to do it, but in reality, it's just like, and that I want to point out, it's a movie.
Okay, guys, so... And girls, don't compare yourself with those movies. Enjoy them, right? But don't compare yourself too much with it, and don't think this is normal. Many people also think like when they then, especially maybe virgins, right? If they never had sex and they just see the movies, and then the first time they have sex, they think they need to like perform like in those movies. You don't. Reality and this is something else. This was also one question I wanted to ask. How would you compare... How can I ask the question? First of all, I mean, how much on the set, I mean, can you enjoy the sex? I mean, you have cameras, maybe it's a strange position, maybe you have to shoot it 10 times, maybe you're annoyed, maybe... Can you literally enjoy the sex? Or how often can you enjoy the sex during the shoot?
Yes, of course you can enjoy it.
Okay.
Because, like I said, like... Oh, I did not name it. It's like, it's a little bit of exhibitionistisch. The English version of that.
Exhibitionistic, maybe?
However, just do it English out of it. And that's the point why I enjoy. I some people say like, oh, I really can't enjoy when it's so big, but I do, and that's the tickle, and that's the reason why I'm perfect in that industry.
Okay.
To live it out. Just like simple question.
Yeah, because this is also something people ask themselves. Do those people really enjoy their job, or are they forced to do the job? But
they're different people. I say I enjoy it. And not I only say it, I do enjoy it.
Okay.
Because like I say, when I don't want something, I am able to say no. But I also like met like other girls, they say like, okay, I'm only do it for the money. They have like there's a cliche, like the people don't have like a normal job. You know, you understand what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
Normally like the 9 to 5 I go to.
9 to 5 jobs.
9 to 5, yeah. They don't have that opportunity. They say like, that's their job and they need the money, and also in other countries, they can't earn that much money. So they say like, I need to.
Okay. But
And
do you feel it then also on the set when you shoot with someone, if they enjoy it or if they just like play and act?
yes, of course.
Okay.
You definitely see it.
So like cut and then they're like, get off of me. Something like that? I don't know.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's so funny what you see like.
There's a next question. I almost forgot about it. What's the funniest the funniest shit you've ever experienced on a set?
The funniest thing I experienced, or there are two funny things.
Tell me both.
We had like, it was like a girl one, and we had like a lot of fun like next to the pool and blah blah blah. Maybe you'll find it online.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a lot of fun there, and then I did not know that she's able to squirt, and yeah, we had like good fun there, and I was a little bit too good, and I don't know, there was one point we were there, and like the next cameraman was like, I would say like 5 meters forward, because the cameras are good, and she enjoyed it very much, very much, very much. And at one point she came and she's done a huge squirt, like a long one, and we continue blah blah blah, and then like the cameraman showed like cut, and then we just realized how funny it looks like, because she's done like a wet line immediately from her to the cameraman, and she also hit the cameraman a bit. And that was so funny, and then it was like cut, and we both laughed so much after this cut, because it looks like so strange.
Yeah, especially funny for the cameraman, or not?
Yeah, it was so funny.
Okay, and the second
and
one?
you know, it like a wooden thing. It was dry except of her wet line.
Okay.
Yes.
And the second story?
The second story, it was funny. You find it in one of my first professional ones. We shoot like a fireplace in the evening, and it was very hard to find a place, because you cannot film that on like grass or something. So we had like a sand place to do it. And yes, we filmed it finally. And like, I don't know, it was summer, like 11 p.m. we filmed it. We were like, oh, super tired and blah blah blah, and we tried to finish the scene. Yes, and one point the watering system turned on. And then like everyone flew away, and all the assistants she protected it, because like the cameras are like a little bit expensive,
of course.
And then we cut that scene, and it was so funny.
I can imagine.
Yes, so that's the reason why there's something missing, but not very important.
Okay, what was the worst thing you ever experienced?
The worst thing, I would say, like it's I would name it like the blowjob I told you before, because it was like on a sandy place, and the thing with wet sand. You know, like, it's so stupid to fuck on sand, because you get like, even when you hold yourself somewhere, and then you forgot that there's sand, and when you don't have everything off, and then you have like trying to do the scene, you have like a sand corn, and it's like pain as hell, like only when you have like one. It was super difficult to do that.
Okay.
That was very...
But if that's the worst thing, then you never had like very bad experiences on set.
No.
That's good.
Not really bad.
But you know, many people, and this is also one assumption, people think like, and you got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, that's the point.
You have the high-level production studio, and I think many people, all those assumptions that people have is like, maybe you start with a very unprofessional one. Maybe you have to do things you don't want. They promise you money, you never receive the money. Then you regret it, and then slowly you go downhill, and then maybe in the end you're a prostitute. And that's what people think. But I think explain us a little bit the difference between a high level And maybe what people think, like, okay, like you're forced, and like, explain a little bit this world to us.
You're correct. I'm not the normal way of having a porn star. I am very special in that because, you know, we have like in Germany a little bit small productions here, and I completely overstepped that ladder and I went directly to the top, and that's definitely not normal. I reached the thing, and from that thing I can only tell you stories. I really
you don't know the other world.
I don't know it because
The low production.
I am in a good situation that I just only do either my private stuff or the very high end professional. I am a very good position to say like the other. I think the other world definitely exists because, you know, every rumor and everything else is having like a
little piece of truth to it.
Of truth. And that's what I also heard from other girls. I can't say it one-to-one for myself, so be careful with what I say, because I say like, I only say like, give my words under things I really know. And I definitely believe that there are some productions, they don't take care of the girls. They don't take care of it, and they do like crazy things, and like you said, give them too less money. Of course you need to take care.
And this is also why you need a good management. But I mean, this is also interesting. I mean, many people like maybe thought it's like that. Now with you, we know you can also be in a very high level production, and then you're more protected and your life is more comfortable.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's the reason why it's also worth to have like somebody who tell you, okay, that's good, that's not good, but you need to take like good care who you choose, who you trust, because like everybody only wants money.
yeah, of course, you have to be careful.
And now we can come back to like the rumor that like it's a little bit of, people think that it's a prostitution, because of course there is a lot of money behind it, and when people see money, hear money, some people, they go crazy and they go shitty in their behavior.
That's true, but also the porn industry, especially in the US, is $1 billion. I don't know how many billions, but it's a lot of money involved. And of course, you need to be careful. One thing that's also interesting, I guess, that also one of my listeners asked, and I think it's very interesting, how's your dating life, right? Outside of work, like if you're not working, doing those films, like, can you date normally? Do you talk about your job? Do people know you? Are you feel comfortable with having a relationship? Tell us a little bit about that part.
That's a very good question. That's a very, very, very good question. First of all, I'm still single, and currently also don't want like a partner, because I think it's disturbing too much. It's very interesting because, like, of course, this part is not really existing. I really need to say, because on one side I don't want it, and on the other side, you know, I have like the problem that when people hear, oh, I am doing porn, they think like all the rumors and everything. And I was like, I tried it this summer with one guy. I really thought it's going to be worth.
He's also in the industry or not?
No.
Okay.
But outside of the industry, you know, it's very hard to explain it. And I tried, and I think like, no. I think now it's best to be like single, to go to do my crazy life, because
and maybe
then I don't need to be on one point, and then I don't try to. And also, like with my last boyfriends, they say like, oh, I really want to know where you go, when you are coming back, and blah blah blah. And I think I'm a person, I get annoyed of that, because, you know, that fixed me, that bound me, and I was like,
Then reverse psychology. If when the day comes and you will be ready to date, would you be jealous if this guy is also shooting movies?
No.
Okay, because you know the world.
Because I know the world, and as long as the guy say me in my eyes, he loves me.
Okay.
Then that's something different. You know,
Can you separate love and sex?
Yes.
You can separate.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't need to say more. No, of course you can separate that because like I said, with sometimes I had also like I want to experience, I want to do some more crazy things, and it was more than one partner, and I still loved one.
Okay, that's interesting.
So you can separate it, but you know, like when you have like sex and love, there's something different. I would not say from the technique it's the same.
Yeah.
It's like in and out and ha ha ha. From the technique it's the same, but when you have like the love opportunity on top, it's something different and something unique.
Okay.
And I would say when I'm open to that guy must be very open-minded and need to accept it and don't need to judge me. And you know, I'm not in the mood to fight or try to explain it because I say like, no, then that's the wrong guy. When I need to give like a lot of effort.
Okay.
I can still love it, but you know, my effort is not endless. And I say like, you know, you can give people more opportunity, but you can't change people like 180
degrees.
It's impossible. And when you feel that like in the first dates, then I learned like it's impossible. It's better to leave it from the beginning. Of course it's hard.
Some people also say you should maybe not have a relationship in your 20s because most likely 99% will fail, and you should maybe take the time to develop yourself. Maybe if you want, grow your career. Also, I mean, in your case, you can also grow your career. And maybe after you said, now I've done what I've wanted, I've established, I don't know, money, income, like my business. Now I'm in a position, like I will not regret it. I did it. Now I'm ready for other things. Is it like that for you?
But for me, I am standing against it that it's impossible to have things. I think there must be someone who's can cope with that. You know, I say like every time, like I think like people are good, and this like there must be someone. Let's see.
Oh, so then,
but for
if there's someone, he needs to accept you the way you are because this is you.
Yeah, and they need to see that there's also more behind, and they don't need to think like, okay, only because I'm doing porn, I only like one way of having fun. Come on, and when you are like too blocked yourself, I'm sorry.
Do you think, I mean, some people say, you say love and sex are different things, or can be separated. Do you think there's also, I don't want to call it a trend, but a lifestyle? People say they are polyamor. Like they love different people, have sex with other people, but they also like maybe your boyfriend cries on your shoulder because something bad happens. Or maybe he's having sex with you and the next day he's crying on somebody else's shoulder. Would you think like you can love different people and still be in a relationship? Or what do you think about this lifestyle? Yes. For me, impossible.
Yes, of course. I think it's possible.
Okay.
Because for me, I say like at some point when I do have a relationship, the important thing is that the people is open-minded and is honest to me. And, you know, don't play a wrong game or something. I want the things how they are, you know.
Honesty.
Honesty. And honesty is it's on number one. I asked my fans like a few weeks ago, and I think it's still a month. I'm confused. One day I asked them, you know, what's the most important thing? And also like honesty was one of the main things they named.
Okay.
So that's a very good thing. It's like,
it's important for sure for every relationship. What kind?
Yeah, and that's the point why I say like, okay, when the people wants to, of course it's possible to love more, but then it's honest to say to the other girlfriend what's on. And you know, it's just like, it's not a lifestyle. When you open like the history books, like we had that a few years ago.
Was just not, society didn't accept it, maybe. It's
not new. Like different kings have different women's, it's not so long ago, but it's not nothing new. People think it's new, but come on, everything is coming back and everything is changing. And
okay, I mean, how can I say? As long as it makes you happy and you hurt no one, it's fine. I would say so. But I think you just need to be careful if you're in a open relationship and maybe the other person accepts it because he loves you or she loves you, but inside they're like, actually, I would not choose the lifestyle, but I'm afraid to lose this person, so I'm going with it. Then this person is hurt.
Yeah, you know, I say
so
like,
both have to be like 100% we do that.
Yeah. And I say like every time like you know, every people is living in their own bubble. And I live in my own bubble and I am pushing my own bubble. And there is no other person who's pushing my bubble because I want it from my inner. And when you have like a partner relationship, is one partner only pushing the other partner, or they push like each other? And I say like it's worth that it should be like they're pushing at each other, because that's where I think like relationship is working, that both partners are like improving from each other. And when say like one person say like, oh, but I need this partner to push my bottle, then this partner should think if it's their life or the life from somebody else. I go a little bit against the mainstream. Because I say like, okay, it's my bubble. I don't need to get pushed by my neighbors if I'm doing the right job, if I'm wearing the right clothes, if I'm doing that. It's my decision.
Yeah, you have to accept yourself. You actually also, I think in life, if you want to be happy, you should not care about other people's opinion. It's like
yes, of course.
I appreciate if you like what I do, but if you don't, I don't care. Like if you think I'm the best person, I sleep with a smile on my face. I always say, put me in a room with 1,000 people. They say, Marco, you're the most stupidest person. You're horrible. I sleep with a smile on my face because I know who I am, and their opinion doesn't have to be my reality.
Yeah. And you know, of course, in a partnership, it's sad, but I had it also with some other relationships. I had like the longest was like 3 years, and I felt like, okay, I need to push somebody else, that the other person is not standing on their own. I was like, no, that's not the life I'm looking for. I'm looking for a life, for a partner, for a relationship that you communicate and you feel good. Yeah. And when you're happy with just the normal way of two people, okay, then you're happy. When you push each other, when you have like improvement from each other, then that's perfect.
I understand.
Yes.
Then another question: do you have stalkers?
I am lucky to say like no, but I need some wood.
Knock on wood.
I hope it will keep
stay like
that.
This. I don't know. Now you walk to me for recording the interview. Was there ever a person on the street that recognized you as Emelie Crystal?
Yes.
But not in a creepy way.
No.
But they speak to you, or they're ashamed? Like, oh my god, it's a porn star. She should not know that I watch porn. Or it's like, no. Yeah, you're Emelie Crystal. Nice.
No, they don't speak with me.
But you see it, how they look at you.
No, I see it like in my inbox afterwards.
They're too scared in public, and then they text you and slide in the DMs.
Yes, but you know, that's good, because that's the only a good way that I can separate my lives. So that's one thing is more online life, and okay. But and I'm happy that I am still able to walk on the street normally. Okay. So I say like I'm happy as long as it's possible.
Good.
And luckily I don't have stalkers, so
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, and thank to all my people who know me in real that they keep my personal data in their brain.
Okay. Nice.
I really need to say thank you on that point to those people, because and a lot of people know where exactly I live. And what's my private number and blah blah blah, and
that's good. Keep this one. You should keep it a secret.
Yeah, I try my best, but I have also like plan B. What's happened with that? I have because I guess at one point it's impossible to you get more followers, and of course, one day there is one. And I have also like plan B. I have like people who help me, who have like experience, and
That's good.
I need to have a plan B to sleep and blah blah blah.
That's good that you're not.
That's all prepared.
It's good that you're not naive. I mean, it can happen.
Yeah.
I
hope I don't need it like with an umbrella. When you have like the umbrella with you, it will not rain.
Would you ever date a fan or have sex with a fan?
No. So no, like I say, like before, then this guy like only know my Emelie side. Maybe they turn into like one of my actor of my films, but I don't have many. So they need to be really special and really approvable and really can split it.
Okay, I mean so in other words, there might be a chance, but only if it fits the situation and for most likely your private videos, but not private, like the ones you do, not the the production, of course.
Yes, because the high-end production, it's another story. But yes, but I would say like when somebody wants to appear in my movies and I choose it as an actor, then in some point he is my fan.
Yeah, I understand.
But not the way that people think like, oh, I'm a fan. Oh, I can fuck her like what I want. You know, they people think like, no, that's not gonna happen for sure. Yeah. And I'm not going out with every fan who is offering me a coffee. It's not like you can't date Emelie. Like when you meet me on a private way, like when you're lucky and blah blah blah, that's another way. But like I said, like it's both worlds. Yeah. And in the world of Emelie, you can't date. You can't date me.
I understand.
Because I say it's like it's a profession. I say like, okay, I'm doing it on a professional way, and the other way is like my private one. Of course, it's swapping over, but that's the line I say. Like people think like, oh, I'm fuckable and blah blah.
Fuckable.
Yes, yeah, you need to say it. Yeah. They think like I'm fuckable because I'm doing that films online, and the best messages are like Mr. XY with a pseudonym, not a real name, without a picture, without any posts on his Instagram.
For sure not.
No, they are writing me.
Yeah,
like,
but
hey. And I think like,
creepy motherfucker, like.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, you really think?
Yeah.
You don't say anything. You really think I'm taking every dick I found on the street? Yeah. Come on, I'm Emelie. I can choose who I want, when I want, and how long I want.
There's actually also a nice sentence, but this is a general one. They say, girls sleep with who they want, men sleep with who they can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of truth in there as well.
Yes.
Not just if you're like professional. Okay, Emelie, we talked about maybe also some negative sides of porn, that it can maybe affect like your body standards, or maybe some guys having performance issues. But I think it's also worth mentioning maybe some positive sides. So in your opinion, why is porn important?
Oh, hard question. No, not that really hard, because for me it's like to live also like a fantasy dream, like to live some fantasies, to like, of course, getting inspired, but yes, to see other people, because like about sex, like so many people don't speak. And I don't know who from you spoke with their friends about their sex life. I have no idea, but normally they say like, no, change topic. And, you know, it's in normal life, you know, it's a little bit hidden and forbidden. And that's
it's a cliche.
Why?
I know the cliche, sorry, in German, I don't know if you can say in English, like a cliche. No, oh my God, again. Like a taboo.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's the reason why they say like, oh, the whole industry is taboo. No. And everything is moving into the internet, and they try to communicate and then get some ideas. And like I said also before, I bring people to speak with their boyfriend because they have like ideas, and I say like no. And Yeah, and when, for example, they can't do it with their girlfriend, why it should be forbidden when you do it to like a porno, when it helps to get you in balance.
Yeah, I guess, like you said, many people are scared to talk about what they want, and if you're scared about it, and I don't know, I guess most things you can and should speak with your partner, but maybe they have a very crazy fetish, right? Whatever crazy means in this part. So it's maybe good for them.
You can have a fetish in every direction.
Right, but maybe you have one that you're like specifically ashamed of, whatever, but you could still watch a movie and be happy with it, because this satisfies you in one way, because like you not really experienced yourself, but you could like watch the movie, and so you could still have the relationship while still having your secret like escape, right?
Yes, of course. Like the best way would be to speak with their girlfriend, but I say, like, it's better that they watch a movie than they don't speak it at all, and they're grumbling in their self, like going more grumbly, and then at the end then the people don't know what they want to. So for me, I would say like it's inspiring, and for me, I need to say it from my own history. It was fucking inspiring for me.
Also, you can express yourself for you personally.
For me now it's an expression, but in the earlier days it was like inspiration.
I think maybe if you said in the beginning you were shy, maybe this also helped you to be more open-minded, to express yourself more, to be more confident. Maybe this helped you as a personal development.
Yes, of course, I helped me. Like you said, you need a hard skin. You really need a hard skin, especially in this industry, because from their perfect society job, it's the different.
Opposite, yeah, it's opposite.
Yeah. And it's the biggest gap you can you can ever have.
Yeah, and that's another thing. People hear it. I saw it. You can also, of course, make a lot of money with this. I saw girls doing just OnlyFans, which is, by the way, I don't want to say bad things, but I mean, porn, they did once, not study, but they said there's enough porn online you can watch now, and until you die, never stop watching, and you would not see all the porn in the world, because it's now already too much to watch, and it's produced a lot, and all of it is free. Of course, there are paid websites where you can have the long versions and the better quality and so on. This I can also understand if you want to have that one, but me personally, I don't understand why people pay for OnlyFans when you can have the rest for free. But there are girls that you can speak about it in 1 sec, and and girls, they just overnight, some made millions with OnlyFans. Like all the people having the 9 to 5, they just dream about this opportunity to make the money so quick. So maybe we should talk a little bit about money in the porn industry and how much money you can actually make with it.
Yeah, it really, first of all, it depends on the person, and it depends on the genre you go into. Yes, of course, it's really hard to name it very soft. Of course, you have like a lot of free versions online, but you see, like, you don't pay the model for example, or directly, you rob me when you have like free versions. You rob me money for my job.
But isn't there, if there's like a commercial in front?
There are two sides.
Yeah.
One side, they just steal it, and I'm able to report that side to go back. Or you have like the free tube sites you go on, and then you say like, okay, of course you can watch it for free, but you pay with your data. You pay with your cookies.
Yeah.
And that's when the model is also getting their money.
I guess that's also a fair system. It's like Spotify. You don't want to pay for it, so listen to commercials. So the person who makes the music still owns either way, and Spotify makes money, and actually for you it's free. It just takes your time. You pay with time where you need to listen to commercials.
Yeah, and for me, I just like my private stuff you only find on my pages. I'm not go into tube sites, because you find only my professional things on tube sites.
Okay.
But not my private ones, because I'm against that, because I say like, I put my money in it. I put my effort in it, and my ideas, my equipment, and I want to get the money for.
Sure.
Who wants to work for free? When you say like, oh, I'm sorry, I need a table. Can you please do me a table? And you say, of course I do it for free. Come on, guys. In what movie are we living? It's just like, that's not fair. And that's also like a big issue we have in that industry, that we have so many pages, they rob our things. And that's literally illegal. Of course, when you see like the movie from a model's account, then it's supposed to be like that. But then it's on a model's page. Then you see like, oh, okay, that's model X on their page. Okay, it's supposed to be like that. But when you find it on other pages,
it's not.
Then it
supposed
must
to be
be like they stole it, and it's a crime. It's literally a fucking crime. And we have like the internet with all the big pages that for us it's impossible to get it away. That's the negative thing we need to cope with.
True. This is also super true. But
that when you say like, put one picture into the internet, you will find like 100 copies.
True. Yeah. But if we compare, I mean, you have a high-level production studio and you have maybe OnlyFans and everything. You don't need to give us the correct number, right? But if you compare it to a general average income, like let's say in Germany.
I can only say like, I'm doing it beside my studies. I have still some time, like half of my life I put into my studies. When I put my studies away, I could do like even more.
Yeah.
I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a millionaire. Maybe one day. And for me, I say like, I have a very good study job.
Okay.
I'm definitely earning more than all my colleagues. It depends also how much you put in, how much effort, how much communication you do. And also it depends on month to month. You can't really say it.
I guess the good thing is, this is a general thing, like once like the movie is done, I mean, theoretically you can earn passively because the movie is out, so the money is coming in. I think Will Smith still makes money from Fresh Prince, and this was when he was like 18. Now he's like 50 or something, so he still has income from this. So that's, of course, one thing I always tell people: as long as you need to exchange time against money, you will never be rich. All the people that are rich, if you listen to music, right now I listen to a song of, I don't know, somebody. Maybe he's in a different time zone, right now sleeping. Or maybe he's on holiday, but I click here in Germany on the song, he makes money. So that's how you can make like a lot of money. Plus, I guess you get also paid while you actually shooting with your time, right?
Yeah, but there you need to say it differently, because when you shoot like for production, you get like
a fixed salary.
You get a payout. I can definitely say it. They pay out you like fixed money.
You don't have passive after that. They give you a fixed sum one-time payment.
Yes, for production, that's the different why I say like my private content is different than a professional production.
That's interesting.
Because like the production, I get like a payout and then it's done.
Okay.
It's done.
Interesting.
And I only get like that. I can really say I only get like a passive income money from my own pages. So that's the reason why I say like it's so important. That's also why it
makes sense to have OnlyFans maybe.
Yes,
right?
And as
with
also
monthly subscribers.
Yes, to that I earn like a daily thing.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I say like it's so important to don't go to the fake sites.
Okay. Yeah, the illegal versions and
yes,
the ripped off copies. Yeah, but that's actually interesting. Good to know.
Yeah, that I really can say.
We also need to talk about the future, of course. I mean, you're 23. I guess like you can, I don't know, maybe it depends on the fetish, right? I just say you can do porn until you, I don't know, 35, 40, right? If you want, maybe you do it less time. You
then
said
you can get a MILF.
Then you can go into this category if you're up to. But you say you enjoy the moment, you live in the moment. But have you thought about how long you want to do it? Or it's like, no. I do as long as I enjoy it?
Yes, I say like I do as long as I enjoy it. And when some people follow my pages and also my own homepage I run from the beginning. There you can see like I go like new ways and try new stuff.
Okay.
I open my shop now. Maybe when you hear it's already open. And get new ideas, go on and create more stuff. I'm not saying, okay, I am a porn star for professional productions forever, because like I said before, then I get bored, when it's normal. I need the kick to improve, to do more stuff, to do new stuff and try new things. And I have new ideas in my mind. I will not say it.
Okay.
Because who knows who's going to
steal it.
Or when it could work out. Of course, I say like I have new things in my brain. I continue and do more stuff. So it's not, I will not, of course, when I don't feel good, I would say, okay, I cut it down and I start something else. And that's the reason why I like to be in this position, to say like, okay, like I have a little bit of savings and I can say like go something crazy. Because when, like live from one month into the other month, you are a little bit limited of possibilities. Course. And that's also the reason why I love that.
Yeah.
I have now also 2 learned jobs. So I'm not completely lost, but I want to create something own. I like to work for my own.
Yeah, who doesn't actually? Me too. But also another thing, of course, as a woman, if you want to have children, the question is, you also have unfortunately, I have to say, as a guy, for women, you have a specific time window where you can have children. You could adopt after that, but did you ever think about it? Because there's recently one porn star, maybe you know her, maybe you work with her, I don't know, but Lana Rhodes, she just had a baby, and I guess from what I heard, I didn't read too much into it, but it's now she's okay, actually I wanna, and she started the podcast, I think, but she's I wanna now.
No, she's not started.
She had it already.
She's doing it a long time. I'm listening
That's
to
clever,
her
actually. Yeah, but I think she said now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's shitty now. The production companies, they have the rights. I want to remove part of the things I did because now I want to be a mom. Have you ever thought about that?
Honestly, I need to say no.
Okay.
Because I have one thing as I said also I like to live the moment, and it was my decision. And when I have problems, I was I need to cope with that.
Okay.
You can't change everything. And of course, when you put films into the internet, it will be there forever. You can put it down, or even when you have the chance to, yes, there will be one version somewhere. And when a person wants to know it, they will know it.
That's also one thing I personally am a little bit scared of with the technology arising. I upload daily videos on TikTok, and of course, if people find maybe a video 5 years ago, this happened to many celebrities like Kevin Hart. He was supposed to host the Oscars, and then they found a joke about gay people, and then they said he's homophobic, and he said, guys, this was 7 years ago. I already apologized for it, but they still, and then in the end he couldn't do the Oscars, which was one of his dreams. I'm so scared that there's one video of me where I said something that actually now my mindset changed. And people are so unfair on the internet. They say you did one thing wrong, and then they want to destroy you based on one thing, right? And instead of saying we all did mistakes and we can change our opinions over time. So this is something I'm scared. Internet doesn't forget.
But was it when you now think it was a mistake? Was it at the moment a mistake?
Probably not. There's a very.
And that's the point. I stand behind my words when I say for the moment, it was not a mistake. For that, going back to Lana, I will think, and I really think she will be a good mom. Okay. Even when she's having their things on the internet, because for sure she will raise a very good child who's getting open-minded and with a good skin.
Okay. Tough skin, you mean?
Tough skin.
Oh, okay. Maybe also a good one.
Yes, for sure, she will.
Okay. Yeah, that's with the internet sometimes the thing, but it is what it is. You need to. There's one guy, a motivational speaker, was a very tough video, but it went viral. He said, if I had the same experience, and I mean from the day I was born, of one person who's a terrorist who killed people, I would do the same thing. Why? Because I have the same experience I had the same life, the same education, the same friends, the same parents, the same input, maybe I would do exactly the same.
Yeah, that's just like...
And this went super viral because people say, no, how can you say that?
No,
you can say
to.
it because you're not experienced the same bullshit this person has maybe experienced.
It's like you said, like see the world with the eyes from the others.
And that's the tough one. And like you said, maybe in the moment you didn't regret because you didn't know better, right? So it's on the internet. Later on, maybe you change your opinion, which everyone is allowed to, right? We can change our opinion on ourselves. And then you can say, okay, now I changed my opinion, but in this moment was not a mistake because I felt like it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, we need to be aware that we can improve, you know? A people is not every time the people. Imagine we will be the copy from our parents. Oh God, horrible. Like, we are not robots, we are humans. We can improve, we can change minds, we can think over.
True. Facts.
Yes.
Straight up facts.
That's true facts. And we have like also the negative thing that our stuff is in the internet. You know, people who don't do social media, they can't point out.
Yeah.
Because like I say, like, of course I changed a lot of my minds and I changed a lot of opportunities, I think. But the way is that I improve.
And you know, I think it's also easy for people to judge you, me, people who are on social media because they see it. And I guarantee you, most people have done maybe very horrible things, worse things, said horrible things, but it's not documented on the internet.
Yes.
So it's easy for them to point the finger and judge you because yours is documented, theirs isn't, but maybe they have like a horrible opinion.
Yeah,
But
that's just like what people are doing, judging lives they don't have.
That's a good point. The next question is like, would you say people should follow their passion, whatever that means, even if society doesn't agree? Which basically you did.
Yes.
So you would tell people whatever you want to do it.
Yes, do it because it's your life.
Mm.
You live now. And when a car is hitting you, then you don't live now. Then you're dead. And that's the reason why I say like live now, because it's your life and not somebody else like pushing and doing things, and it's just like,
you know, you have to be careful. I always say you should live your life and you should not live your parents' life.
yes,
Or you should live your dreams and not the
My
life your parents wanted to live, were too scared of, and now want you to live.
that's the point.
That's the trap.
That's a crazy thing in the mind that people think, okay, I did not reach it because I had like this and this and this problems, so my child need to reach it. Come on.
Yeah, but that's actually how it is for most people. And I did also one YouTube video. This was amazing for me because it's I always said, again, regret. We spoke in the beginning about regrets. For me, it's like that. I don't care what society thinks what I'm doing, right? But the most horrible thing, and this was the YouTube video, is like if you, at the end of your life, right, you never pursued your things. You take all your things to the graveyard. They say it's the richest place on planet Earth is the graveyard. There are books that have never been written. There are ideas buried with you. Careers. Maybe you could have cured cancer. Like all of those things you were too scared to do, you take to the grave. And then they say, can you imagine, before you die, you're like 80, and around your bed are all your dreams, all your possibilities, looking with you with sad eyes, looking very disappointed, looking into your soul and says like, Marco, only you could have bring us to life. You failed us. Now we have to die with you.
Yeah, and that's just
that's the scariest shit ever for me. I would never ever want to take things to the graveyard. Whatever I put in my mind, I want to do it, and people should do it too.
Yeah, and get the opportunities. You know, like in my imagination, like to-do list of life, like, you know, I'm taking so much ticks on, and you know, I like last year, some weeks I was standing, you know, at the sea, and I was like, okay, that's fucking crazy. I stand on the point I ever dreamed of. I dreamed crazy, and I reached it, and now I'm dreaming more crazy stuff.
Which you should.
Yes. And I would say like, I would not say like I don't care about other people's opportunity, because I find my way, but I'm just only one person. Of course, you hear it, but I take my decision to follow my voice and not their voice.
That's important. And do you have any tips for people out there who are not sure what they need to do yet? Like, what is my passion? What are my dreams? I'm confused. Do you have tips how you maybe more quickly, you're 23. Not many people never or at very old stages find out what they want to do. You have tips for them?
How you find out what to do.
What you're passionate about,
Maybe I'm a big fan of writing papers, like real papers. Because there you can write everything down, and you don't have it documented like in a computer or something. You just can make it just write it down. And the creativity idea you have in strange places. I have my ideas under my shower. And then write a paper and go back.
I also spoke in some interviews, and this is what you also say. I spoke with other people. They said also, and I did the same. I was sitting down at night. I had a drink with me. I had a paper, and then I wrote down, what am I good at? What am I bad at? What do I hate? What do I love? Everything. I wrote down the stupidest thing you can write down, right? Everything. And in the beginning, I could not write things down because most people pay more attention about Kim Kardashian. They know everything about Kim Kardashian, but when you ask them, Marco, Emelie, who are you? I don't know. Then sit your fucking ass down and think about it. It's your life. How can you reach your goals or want to find out what you like if you don't think about what you want?
Yes, I think when you say just sit down, I think nobody else will write, okay, I will do that. So I think also what are you annoyed with?
Yeah.
I would say write the things down you are annoyed with and you don't like. And so maybe that's the point when you go to the thing. And then you take the opposite things. And then maybe you see it more clear. I think that's a good way.
That's a good way. I also agree. Sometimes negative things are more easy to point out.
Yes,
then you can do the opposite.
Because when you feel okay, if I need to change something, and then you go maybe a down circle and get maybe a depression or something.
Yeah.
And you don't really see it. It's easier in that point to write down the negative things.
True.
And then think, maybe also speak with friends or something else, how to change it. Yeah. And then maybe you go to that point to see the other side. Every time two sides of a medal.
True. That's also very true. But we have the same ideas.
You can be worse and depressed, and you can make yourself more worse and depressed. Because when you think the world is black, then you see the world is black. You can curse about rain. You can curse about the weather. You can be negative about everything. Say the coffee is not good, and the chocolate is not good, and I did not get the flavor of chocolate I want to, and the queue on the supermarket was long, and you can point out everything negative, or you can point out everything good. Okay, finally the trees are getting some water, after long periods, and I don't know why you complain about rain when you have an umbrella.
That's perspective, and this is also
when you're able to hold an umbrella. Yeah.
It's perspective, and it's personal development, working on yourself. That's why I do the podcast, and I always try, and I hope also in this interview I reach it. I always try to give a twist on a person, right? The person should share their story, but I always want to check from which angle can I find that people can learn from it, that people can take some things away from the interview that they can say, nice, actually was very interesting to see, and I learned something that I can apply in my own life, and I hope I was successful. And Emelie, we slowly reached the end of the interview. Is there
questions?
Is there anything else that you have on your mind? Is there anything you want to get off your chest, or something you want to talk about?
Oof, we talked about so many different things. I really don't have anything else. I was I'm hoping we reach somebody, and that's also the reason why I say nice podcast idea.
Perfect.
That's a good podcast to start with. Also, that's the reason why we choose the English language, to reach as much people as possible. So I think I'm getting a knot now in my tongue.
Yeah, too much English. Then that's the most exciting part for me. At the end of the podcast, I always ask my guests the same questions, and I'm so curious what you're gonna say.
I did not listen to the end.
Oh, you should.
Sorry.
If before you die, if you only give one life advice to the next person, maybe to your children, maybe something you want to put out to the world to be remembered for, which life advice would you give if you can only put one out, and why?
Don't dream your life, live it. And one part I had it like just for fun on my wall. You know, it was like before my grandfather died. And I passed it so many things, and I think over, and I still think back. It's just like, is your life a dream, or do you dream your life? And my life is my dream.
I understand.
And that's a fucking nice thing.
Mine, actually, I mean, the people don't see it, unfortunately, because it's behind the camera, but mine is here on the wall. This is actually from my good friend and the artist Tim Bengal. He made a graveyard. It was called Graveyard of Our Generation. And he put all the things on gravestones. Some should shock you in a negative way. For example, one said, my life is 3/4 work and 1/4 Netflix. If this is on, and many people like from work, they come home and then they watch Netflix and then they die, right?
Yep.
So this should make you think. But he also put positive examples and some things that should make you think. And
you know, there's so much more things than Netflix.
Of course.
You know, I don't think it's possible to watch Netflix to the end.
No, same with porn, like we discussed.
Yeah, why we don't have negative points about Netflix?
There are a lot of negative points about it. Yeah, we should also talk about them. But for me, it's played it safe. I don't want that. This is like, I don't want to be scared to live my life, to follow my craziest dreams. I played it safe. I'm like, I took full risk. I tried everything. I gave it my all, and I succeeded or I failed, but I don't have regrets. This is why on my wall, played it safe. Every time I have to make a big decision, start a podcast, is it embarrassing? Will nobody listen? I don't care. I do it. Otherwise, it's like, I take this dream with me. This is why I have it on the wall.
Cool to hear that story.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
And it's really there. I proved it.
Yeah, it's actually on the wall. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope we could, show you a little bit the interesting world of porn.
Yes. And for even more, I cannot say. Just Google me.
Just Google Emelie Crystal. You will also find her on social media, Instagram, right? There are all the links.
Instagram, Twitter, and some other pages. Yes, you will definitely find it just with the Google search.
Perfect.
Just take care of the correct spelling.
Okay, guys, do that. And thank you for tuning in. If you like the interview, guys, subscribe to my podcast. It's everywhere. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Deezer, whatever you have. And if you watch on YouTube, guys, make sure to subscribe to not miss my next interview. Stay positive and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, and thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome.